In today's video, I want to do a review on the LED fog light that I have in the car, along with the instructional video on how to replace your halogen fog lights for LED in the 1982 to 1992 Camaro. Now, back in 2017, I had replaced my factory halogen fog lights with 885 LEDs from the company Headlight Experts. And as of 3 months ago, they started to malfunction because I noticed one of the lights started to flicker. As you can see here, one side is fully lit up, with one row now dead. Now back then, this is what those LEDs look like. They had aluminum ribbons for the heat shrink. Now, one of the great things about the Headlight Experts company is they have a lifetime replacement warranty. But this time, that did not go smoothly for me. So now with a defective bulb, I emailed the company explaining the issue, and they gave me two options. Number one, send back the defective items, and they'll send me a replacement upon arrival. Or two, pay $14.25 US for each bulb, which are then the upgraded ones, and they have these little fans in them instead of the heat shrink ribbon. I decided to go with the $28.50, which is 2 times $14.25, plus $15 US shipping for a total of $43.50 US. Now, due to COVID-19, the postal delay took 1 month for it to arrive. Now, this should have been an easy fix. However, I had quite a lot of problems. Problem number one, they sent me 87 headlight LEDs instead of the 885 fog light LEDs, as you can clearly see here. Note what looks almost like AC plugs, those are actually H7 headlight bulbs. So I sent the H7 bulb back to them, which cost me $15 Canadian. Now, July 22nd, they shipped out what should have been the new 885 LEDs. September 2nd, they arrived. Problem number two, they forgot to heat shrink the wires by the plug. As you can see, this is what I was dealing with. Look at those flimsy little wires. Those little flimsy wires were bound to break. So I had no choice but to apply electrical tape just to give it some more structure, because they would have surely broke with the vibrations of the car. Problem number three, they just did not want to fit. Now, the first thing was they were too long. So I actually had to file off the knob off the end of the LEDs because they kept hitting the reflector inside of the fog light assembly. I then had no choice but to file both parts down, the light and even the fog light assembly, as you will see in this video. Problem number four. Now, only until I did this video did I realize that they sent me the wrong lights for a second time. Do you notice the number on the box? It says 880 instead of 885. No wonder they didn't fit. So, before we get into the removal and the installation part, let's get some before shots just for comparison. Hey guys, if you like the videos in my channel, I would really appreciate it if you could please hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the little bell icon in order to get instant notification whenever I post any new videos on my channel. And, of course, be sure to like, comment, and share the videos. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get back to the video, shall we? And some night shots. Here you can actually see this yellow tint on the lights. Alright, so let's get into the replacement part of the video. First, we're going to use a T15 torx screwdriver to remove each of the 4 screws from the Z28 grill, like on my 1992 Camaro Z28. Now carefully pull out the grill and set aside. It is much easier to just remove the fog light assembly itself than to fiddle blindly on replacing the fog light. So in order to remove the fog light assembly, we use a 10mm wrench to remove the 2 bolts that are located under each fog light assembly. Now a ratcheting wrench makes it so much more easier in this case. Just be sure to hold on to the light assembly just so you don't drop it. And bolt number 1. And bolt number 2. Then carefully reach behind and turn the bulb sockets counterclockwise in order to remove it. Then carefully maneuver the fog light assembly out of the grill. It is a very tight fit, so be careful. You don't want to damage anything. Then in order to remove the fog light itself, there's a latch on top of the fog light. Just carefully pry up with one hand while pulling the light off with the other. And there we have it. Here's the halogen bulb that we'll be replacing. And now, just repeat the process on the other side. Now, here is what they sent me. I actually, like I said, never even realized that they sent me the wrong bulbs again. These were supposed to be 885 bulbs. After I'd paid the extra for these upgraded ones, after they sent me the wrong bulbs, which were H7 headlight bulbs, which explains why I had to modify the bulbs and the fog light assembly just to get them to work. Here you can see the electrical tape that I put on just to add some structure. And here's what I'm talking about. You can clearly see they do not fit. And here you can clearly see the bulb is scraping against the metal. And those are going to be the parts that I have to file down. Now it's hard to get on camera, but I'm going to outline the shape of the base so you can see that they're close, but they're not exact. The green represents the shape of the original 885 halogen bulbs. And the red represents the new 880 LED bulbs, which the company again claims to be the same thing. You can see no matter how much I wiggle the LED, it ain't fitting. It's close to the shape, but it's not exact. And here you can see that the tip of the LED was actually hitting the reflector inside. See, there's nothing wrong with the fog light assembly itself because the original 885 bulbs and the original now defective 885 LEDs fit perfectly fine. And here you can see I had to grind down the end of the LED tip. So here is the final results after grinding parts and widening other parts for it to work. Alright, now with that all the way, let's get back to the reinstallation of the LED fog lights. To reinstall the light back in, we turn it clockwise. Plug back the cord and carefully maneuver the fog light assembly back through the grill. Now once you're done with that, reinsert both bolts and tighten down. There, you can see how bright that LED is, and with the little fan on the end for cooling it down. Then we just repeat the entire process on the other side. Replace the grill back on and tighten up all 4 screws. And finally, the results. Now here we can see a comparison between the two, with the regular halogens on the top and the new LEDs on the bottom, with the regular halogen on the left and the new LEDs on the right. You can see they're definitely brighter and wider than before. And finally, we can hear these little fans running in the LEDs. Now, at the end of the day, the replacement would not have been all that difficult if it had been for the company sending me the wrong bulbs. I want to take the time out to thank you for watching my videos on my channel and encourage you to please subscribe, as I have many more videos coming. One example of that is I'm working on a review of the new OEM fog lamp assemblies from hawks3rdgen.com. And how many of you were aware that I had my car on a Much Music video? Well, for those who didn't know, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon, and that way you'll be first notified when I upload behind the scenes making of the video.
Alright, and with that, I'd like to conclude this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And be sure to click the little bell icon to be notified of each new video I post. Thank you for watching, and till next time.